Welcome into this episode of Jacket Sports Weekly. I'm your co-producer, Mia Hinkins.
And I'm your other co-producer, Tyler Aaron. And today's a special episode of Jacket Sports Weekly. We have 6 different athletes from 3 different sports coming up today to the desk.
We're joined today by Jemuel Cypress, Zayne Cawley, Jordan Stein, Paige Mortimore, Alexus Greenlief, and Sarpong Kwabiah.
Let's get right into things with Brett Gambita speaking with Zayne Cawley and Jemuel Cypress.
Welcome to JSW, WCTV's home for Waynesburg sports. Watch our analysts discuss fall, winter, and spring sports and cover topics such as athletes of the week, phenomenal plays, and intense games on a weekly basis. Tune in every Tuesday to hear what's going on with your favorite sports at Waynesburg University here on Jacket Sports Weekly.
Where else would you want to be on?
Where else would you rather be?
Welcome back into Jacket Sports Weekly. My name is Brett Gambita, and I'm joined by 2 members of the football team. To my immediate left, I have Zayne Cawley, running back, and down on the far end of the table, we got linebacker Jemuel Cypress. Guys, how you doing today?
Doing good, sir. How about yourself?
Doing great. You?
Doing pretty good.
So first question, I just want to know, what has your overall takeaway been on this football season? Either one of you can take it.
For me, I think that, I'm learning. It's a learning experience for sure. We started off slow. But each day we get in the film room, look at each other's mistakes, things we can tweak and just, improve each week.
Jemuel?
I think it's been an experience. I definitely think we've gotten better each week that we've gone out and competed. Tough schedule in the beginning, so just trying to maximize the opportunities and get some more wins with the rest of the season.
One thing you guys have done particularly well this year has been eliminate the penalties. So how have you guys been able to do that, eliminating the number of penalties you guys have been committing?
Oh yeah, that's something we talked about a lot. It just comes down to just discipline. Each day we talk about, being the bigger man. So, if they do something first, just not retaliating, walk away, just be the bigger man overall.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, I think Zayne said it, discipline. Just having discipline on all aspects of the ball, offense, defense, special teams, all working together, just to create that certain level as a team.
Zayne, we've seen you run at an elite level for quite some time now. I just want to know, is run blocking something that's mainly prioritized in practices?
Yes. Yeah. Coach Savard, yeah, he stresses that a lot. He gets on the O-line a lot, but it makes him a better, just makes all of them better overall players. Run blocking, we're a heavy run offense, so we stress that each week. We go in and we talk about our schemes. For me as a running back, if you reach blocks, I got to stay on the outside. If the lineman, pushes them down, I got to cut vertical. So that's something we stress each week, and that's a big part of our offense.
And for Jemuel, I just want to know, how has the defensive unit been able to force so many turnovers this year? I think we're averaging at least a turnover a game as a team. How has that kind of come to fruition as the defensive unit?
Just tackling the football, man. We want to run, be fast and physical. That's how we create turnovers. Just getting all 11 players to the ball at the same time and really wanting to give these guys another opportunity to score.
For sure. So this one's kind of particular. Bethany called a timeout with a minute left in the game, down 34-14 after a quarterback kneel. What inspired Coach Coleman to decide to run a play after that? And obviously you erupted for like a 50-yard run. So what was kind of the inspiration behind that?
Well, we kind of had to run the ball because they had another timeout, and we would have had to punt the ball, and we didn't want to do that. So I don't know. I think it was Coach Savard. He just gave me another opportunity just to run the ball. I love running the ball, so I just got it, and something opened up, and I just took it for what it was.
Longest run of the season, I do believe.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. And then Jemuel, I want to know what adjustments were made after that early Bethany touchdown. They drove right down the field to start the game, but only held to 1 touchdown throughout the rest of the game. So what kind of adjustments were made on the defensive level there?
Just knowing our jobs and doing our jobs to the best of our ability. I think that they had some good schemes offensively for that first drive, but for the rest of the game, we just really honed in on what our defensive plan was to stop them and limit the big plays, and we were able to better execute with the remainder of the game.
So last year against Allegheny, you had 8 tackles. It was your first game as the Yellow Jacket, I do believe.
Yes.
How can you top that performance this Saturday?
Just within playing in the schemes of our defense, it allows us to play fast as a team, for everybody to do their job. So if I'm able to just go out there, make the right reads, and do my part, more than 8 tackles are going to come my way.
Zayne, I don't believe you've ever took a carry against Allegheny. Fact check me if I'm wrong, but what will it be like to run the ball against them for the first time in your career?
Yeah, I think you are right on that. I don't think I've ever took carry against him. But just watching, Justin Flack and Hunter Cameron in the past go against him, they have a pretty overall, they have a decent defense, but I think, we have the best offensive line in the conference. We're a great offense, and it's just another game.
What was it like learning behind Hunter Cameron and Justin Flack for a few years there?
Yeah. I mean, they were great role models. I still talk to Justin Flack today. He texts me before every game, good luck. He actually texted me after the game just congratulating me on another good game. But, dude, he taught me so much watching his game, and now that's what I try to do for the other backs, and yeah.
For sure, yeah. It was fun to watch them. I'm only a sophomore myself, so I only got 1 year of watching Justin Flack in, and Hunter Cameron I'm not really too familiar with because he was a little bit before my time, but he's still here, obviously, and still has a role. But what can we expect to see the rest of the way? I'll open it up to both of you guys. I want to know, what can we expect to see the rest of the way from your guys' team?
You can expect to see jacket football. We're going to come out and we're going to play our game defensively. We're going to limit big plays. We're going to play fast and physical, and offensively, we're going to control the clock. We're going to run the football. We're going to dominate in every aspect.
I mean, I think he said it. I think he said it best. We're just going to go out there, continue to attack every day. Obviously I'm offense, he's defense. We got our own schemes. We got to, focus on the ball. But at the end of the day, we're all one team. We get into that huddle right before the game starts, get everybody hyped up, energy. It's all about just stacking plays from both sides of the ball and going out there with giving our 100% effort every play.
Jemuel, 12 tackles against Bethany. Zayne, 249 rushing yards, a 34-14 win. Allegheny's coming up next, and that's all we have here today. Thank you guys for joining me up here on the desk. We're going to turn it over to Ethan Spazarski, who will sit down with two members of the volleyball team. Don't go anywhere. This is Jacket Sports Weekly.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back in to Jacket Sports Weekly. I'm Ethan Spazarski, and now joined with me to talk some volleyball with some of our very own athletes, Paige Mortimore, Jordan Stein. Ladies, thank you for coming on today. Jordan, getting right into it, I'll start with you. So far this year, you have 348 digs, and in your career, you are at 1,290. I know we got to talk before our last Waynesburg University Sports Network match against Hiram about it, but can you kind of elaborate and talk to the people about how leaving this impact with you right now is affecting wise? Because you are sixth place right now in digs all time, and you're approaching fifth. You are currently 48 away from fifth place. Talk to me about that impact you wanted to leave and what it means to you to be able to have that opportunity.
I think it means a lot. Obviously, I couldn't have done it without my teammates. Leaving an impact on Waynesburg University volleyball program means a lot to me because it's an upcoming program. Obviously, we got Coach Johnson coming in as a first-year coach, and I think that Waynesburg volleyball, it looks bright for the future, and she's gonna be implementing a lot of new players coming in, and I think leaving the impact shows all upcoming players that you can do it. Digs are something that I've never really looked into. I don't look at the stats after the match and see how many digs I got. I think they just come over time, and I just couldn't have done it without my teammates.
Awesome. So, Paige, first question for you. We'll stick with the stats. 123 kills this season, which places third on the team. Fourth in points, 134.5 points. And you're 50 kills already off with about 4 or 5 matches remaining in the year. So, can you talk to me how you're consistently able to be such an effective force on offense for this team?
Yeah, so being an outside hitter, you mainly get most of the balls. Jordan, if it's an off pass, they gotta set it to me because if you want to set the middle or the right side, it's got to be kind of a perfect pass. So I get all of the out of system balls, and I think that a main thing about being an outside hitter is that you have to be consistent, and that's something that I just have to do for my team in order for us to have success. And if I'm not consistent, we're not going to have that success. So.
Very nice. And then Jordan, kind of continuing on, I kind of mentioned with Paige, there's not a lot of matches left. You got 5 left this year. You're a senior. Talk to me what's going through your head right now. I'm sure you had this with high school. What's it like right now in college? I
don't know. I feel like a little piece of my heart's going to be missing because I've been playing volleyball for a while, and I'm trying not to think. I only have 5 volleyball games left in my career because it's been such a big part of my life. And it's not that I have look forward to college, like, oh, I have 4 more years of that. I think it'll become more of a realization on Saturday when it's senior day. But I don't know, I'm just not ready for it to be over yet.
And now, kind of, Paige, same question for you. You'll be going into your senior year next year. So right now, with everything that's happened up to this point, how do you feel about it now transitioning out to your senior, which you've seen a few senior classes go already?
Yeah, I think mainly over my past 3 years, we've been able to build, especially my class and Jordan's class, we've been able to build such a great team culture, and we've all become so close. So losing them is going to be really huge to our team culture. So I think next year, mainly, we're just going to have to focus on bringing in new freshmen because new coach, she's going to bring in a lot of new freshmen, and we're going to have to really start from the bottom and try and work on our team culture from there.
So continuing on, as we mentioned, as we're nearing the end of our volleyball season, Jordan, maybe now we've talked about reflection for yourself. What's some advice you have for the underclassmen and also the upperclassmen that are about to become seniors next year?
For the incoming freshmen, I would say, don't let your mind get ahead of you. I said that to Tyler on my interview a couple days ago. But you're good enough to be here. It's going to take more practice, it's going to take more time and more dedication, but you can do it. You're going to come in, there's going to be people that are better than you. I've realized that my freshman year, and you just got to work 10 times harder. Coach Johnson mentioned that a couple days ago, a freshman coming in, you got to work 10 times harder than the people that are already here if you want to see some playing time. So just consistency, I would say, with that. And then for seniors, upcoming seniors, Paige, don't take anything for granted. I've been some days oh, we have practice, but no, every minute counts that you're in that gym because it'll be gone before you know it. And I know everyone says that, but it's truly true, I believe, because I feel like I just moved in here and now I got 5 games left. So enjoy every moment.
So for Paige, kind of turning the question back, what would you have to say to the 5 seniors right now on the team?
Well, first, I'm really going to miss you guys. It's going to be a really hard adjustment without the 5 of them because they're all such big personalities on our team, and most of them are starters, so they really have made a big impact on our team the past 4 years. So, yeah, I'm really going to miss them.
So now we're going to kind of transition into some general questions I have for our upcoming schedule here. So your next match is against Bethany. You did beat Bethany this year, which was awesome to see. What do you got to do that against? Because there is this saying, it's hard to beat a good team twice. What do you got to do to beat the Bison Cup coming here?
I think, honestly, something we've been lacking is consistency. Consistent serve, receive, consistent defense, consistent setting, and consistent hitting. When we find something that's working, like a spot, like hitting it to the setter, we need to keep doing that until they pick up on it and find a different spot and just keep executing in those areas.
And I think also when we played Bethany, it was a home game, so there was a lot of energy. So I think finding a way to bring the energy to Bethany is going to be huge in order for us to win.
All right, and then my final question to you guys is, you kind of touched on it earlier, Coach Hope Johnson, first year coming in from Westminster, but overall, how has your experience been for her? I know we kind of touched on it earlier, what's some of the advice she's given you guys. How do you think that's going and translating from last year with a former coach to now this year with a new coach?
Do you want to start?
Sure. I think that this new coach gave us everyone a new opportunity because the past couple years, the same people have been starting, and it obviously wasn't working. If you look back at our records, it's not been as good, and obviously our record this year isn't the best. But she's giving different people opportunities, making switches early when we need them. And then also she played Division I rowing, so she has that different type of perspective that we need. And we have a consistency with our schedule. It never changes and we lift. It's just it was like a new beginning that we needed, I believe.
And I think she was able to bring a different perspective because she's coached at Westminster, she's coached at Hanover, so she has a lot of that experience. She also does club coaching, so she knows a lot of different drills that we've never seen before. And I think her bringing those to our team has really helped us and helped us improve.
Awesome. Thank you both very much for taking the time to come up here to the studio and talk some volleyball with us. But don't go anywhere. We got some more sports talking with you as Michael McKenzie is going to sit down with the women's goalkeeper, Alexus Greenlief, and the men's soccer player, Sarpong Kwabiah.
You're listening to WCYJ FM 99.5 The Hive, your home for everything Waynesburg. Our campus radio station gives students like you a chance to work in live studio environment without ever leaving Waynesburg. WCYJ FM has specialty shows, sports recaps, and updates, weather, and live coverage of your Yellow Jackets. Tune in at 99.5 The Hive or online at waynesburg.edu/listen.
And welcome back to the final segment on this week's episode of Jacket Sports Weekly. I'm Michael McKenzie, here sitting down with one member of the men's and women's soccer teams at Waynesburg University. For the men's team, midfielder Sarpong Kwabiah, and for the women's team, goalkeeper Alexus Greenlief. Guys, thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Of course.
All right, so first question. Both of you guys in the preseason polls were picked to finish top 5 in the PAC and eventually make the playoffs. You're both in the top 6 right now and projected to make the playoffs. A lot of people talk about negative outside noise and people saying teams are going to do bad and using that as motivation. How have you guys dealt with outside noise going into the season, projecting your teams to do well and eventually make the playoffs? How have you dealt with essentially positive outside noise? I know a lot of people have different approaches to that. How have you guys approached that this year?
Really just like relying on your teammates, not listening to anyone else, because at the end of the day, that's who's there for you. So everyone on your team wants you to do well. You're all obviously going to have haters, right? It just comes with sports. So just really relying on your teammates, not listening to them. Maybe shut social media off for a couple of days, especially if you've had a rough couple games. You don't need to listen to anyone else.
Sarpong, same question.
We had set a team goal at the beginning of the season, and that's what our main focus is still on at the moment. That's what keeps us going. You know, regardless whether we lose, tie, or win, you know, we want to be able to achieve the goals that we set up at the beginning of the season. So that's what we all have in our mind, as you know, we keep playing and hoping that we finish top 4 in the PAC conference.
All right, so this one specifically for Alexus. You were just named PAC Defensive Player of the Week. You've got the best save percentage in the PAC, third fewest goals allowed. What has been the biggest key to you for your success this season?
Honestly, just playing with confidence. I know I have a strong back line in front of me, and everyone else off the field is strong too. So I know they're going to do their job, so when I actually have to step up and do mine, I don't have to do it too often. So they make it easy, which is why the save percentage is high. So I don't have to face too much, and then obviously in practice, they're giving me quality reps. So just confidence, relying on my teammates, that's pretty much it.
All right, for Sarpong, this is your freshman season, obviously. What do you think has been the biggest adjustment for you coming into college as a freshman and now playing soccer here at Waynesburg?
It's quite a lot, but I think getting used to the team has been probably, like, if not the biggest, because I'm a freshman. That's one, and two, there's still certain guys in the team that I'm still getting to know, you know, coaching, playing style, and other stuff. But we have great captains like Seth Masadi and Connor Jacobs who have been helping me out along the way. You know, some other great guys have been helping me adjust to time, you know, team dinners and other stuff that usually I miss, but you know, they've been helping me out along the way, so it's just been getting better and better.
All right, now for Alexus, this is your second season, sophomore year. Last year, we were all PAC honorable mention. What do you think has been the biggest difference this season compared to last, now that you came into this year, obviously, with a year of experience?
Well, this season, I've played more games. I was out a lot last year with an injury. So obviously, I've had more games under my belt. And just being older, being used to the team, kind of expecting what other teams are going to bring, and knowing how to, like, watch film, what to look for. And just, like, I guess, like a mental game. I know what's happening now, so, and obviously I'm on the field more, so.
Sarpong, you put up some good stats in your own right this year. 8 goals, 5 assists. It's good for 21 total points. What do you think, as the season has gone on, you've started to make a name for yourself, do you think you've had to step your game up, so to speak, as the season has gone on, with it being your freshman year, and now a lot of people are starting to watch film and look at the stat sheet and realize your name is towards the top? Do you feel like you've had to step your game up as the season has gone on?
Yeah, definitely. It's been a battle most of the time. There's been a couple games where I barely get my foot on the ball, but I still had to manage to be able to be creative in the position that I play. Usually, most games I get man mark all the time, which limit my touches on the ball. But the more like we play games, is the more I find my way in that midfield position. You know, using the little space that I get. You know, try to be creative, try to do more than my part in my position. So yeah.
Now for Alexus, obviously goalie is one of the more important positions in soccer. Heading into your second year, I mean, you missed some games last year. You played a few matches, but here in your second season as a starting goalie, do you think you've had to take a little more of a leadership role among the team with your teammates?
Oh, for sure. We have more freshmen on the field this year, so we have one on our back line, and we have one that will sub in on our back line, so the communications had to be stronger, because last year my back line was seniors and juniors and a grad student, so they knew what was happening, knew what was going on, and they kind of helped me. So now I have to help those underclassmen. But yeah, I think being able to communicate with them is helping us.
Now, Sarpong, you mentioned some of the guys that have helped you acclimate yourself to the soccer team and moving from high school into college soccer now. How well do you feel you have acclimated to Waynesburg soccer, and when did you kind of first realize that, you know, you're into a good routine, you're into a good flow of things here at Waynesburg?
It started off during preseason. First time practicing with the boys, it was a struggle because I was, you know, coming from the summer where I didn't touch a ball. I was trying to rest my body. When I got here, the first practice that we had, you know, I had a lot of like mistakes, you know, getting my foot on the ball and stuff. But Gabe Baldwin, he helped me a lot. He helped me like get out of my head quite often, and he told me to think outside the box, especially as a midfielder. So I started to, you know, play more better as time goes on because of the way he, you know, pulled me to the side and talked to me. Connor Jacobs, the midfielders usually, and, you know, some other guys on the team, they just talk to me throughout and make sure that I'm in a good mental space. Physically, I'm okay to, you know, keep going every time. So it just all started off from preseason, and they just helped me out, especially being a freshman.
All right, now this next question is for both of you guys. Alexus, you guys are tied for 5th in the PAC standings right now. You're 1 point ahead of both Bethany and Franciscan. The men, you guys are tied for 4th, Sarpong with Chatham right now. You guys both have 2 conference matches left on the schedule. What is going to be the key to each of your guys' teams to staying in that top 6 with just 2 conference matches left heading into playoff time? How do you guys keep that top 6 ranking moving forward with just 2 matches remaining?
Just keeping the goal in mind. We know we have to finish top 6 to be playing in November. We need to get 3 points this Saturday to pretty much lock us in, and then keep that same mindset for when we play Grove City. They are a top-ranked team, but if we can knock them off or at least tie them, that's a lot of confidence to take in with you to playoffs. And playing soccer in November is just different. Last year we played in the snow. I won't forget it. It was very cold, but it's just different, and I want to experience that again.
All right, Sarpong, same question.
Finishing top is one of our team goals, and we're still looking forward to that. Hopefully we can get a win, especially on Saturday against Grove City, and then finish up strong against Geneva, and then hopefully we get a home game in the PAC playoff. But finishing top 4 is still our strong goal for the season.
Now, you guys mentioned you got to finish strong here to get into the top 6. You got matches against Geneva and Grove City moving forward. Another question for both of you guys, the final question I have. What's the standard going to be like for you guys as a team and as a culture, respectively, with these 2 matches left, knowing what you have in front of you and what needs to be done to get into the playoffs and achieve that goal?
The standard is just to go out there, work your hardest, do your best, play for everyone else. His team too, they have seniors out there that this is their last season, and you want to play for yourself, but you obviously want to play for them, knowing that at any point they could be done. So really just play for someone else, not yourself, and just go out there, do your best.
All right, Sarpong, same question.
With the boys, I'll say at the moment our standard is to be able to execute at a high level. You know, with the last 2 games that we have is against good opponents, so we want to be able to make sure that our energy, body language during warm-ups and everything towards those games is at a higher standards as possible. We want to be able to pull up a fight. We would rather get a win, but if not, a tie is okay. We don't want to lose. We already lost 3 games already, and I think, those 3 games had us really frustrated, and we want to be able to go on to the last 2 conference games with just giving everything that we got to make sure we can secure that spot in the playoffs, especially top 4.
All right, well, Sarpong, Alexus, thank you guys for joining us on the show, and best of luck to you guys as you guys get into the home stretch of the conference schedule and try to get into the playoffs. That's going to do it for this episode of Jacket Sports Weekly, uploaded every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on our cable channel and our WCTV YouTube page, and make sure to stay tuned on our WCTV YouTube page for more Waynesburg content.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.